You about Nancy, because this client is just on fire with figuring out what it is that she needs to do to continue her health journey so that she has the health span she wants so she could age beautifully and adventurously and keep the health coming that she wants to have. So I'm Lori Ballou, functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, and I want you guys to know that I am so passionate and so excited about this case study. And so this week I'm going to be doing about 3 case studies because it just lights my heart up to find out that these clients are getting the results that they wanted to have. And I think everybody needs to know that these things can happen, because if you're not out there actually looking to correct your lifestyle, what if you end up with cancer? And worst case scenario, we want to prevent disease, not have to reverse it when you get it. And so this is why my clients come to me, because they need somebody to guide them to the next level of their health. And so Nancy was on carnivore for a whole year before she came to me. But the pain didn't go away. The pain of fibromyalgia was still there. She lost some weight. She got her A1C under 6. She did good on reversing most of her diabetes. And yet, when we ran the labs, there's still a lot of markers that I saw that needed improvement. The pancreas needs support, the liver needs support, and the bacteria dysbiosis needs to be discovered and analyzed and determined whether or not it should be killed off if there's the wrong bacteria. So if you've got fibromyalgia or other autoimmunity, you're going to have bacteria that's taking over your intestines and causing dysfunction in your body, causing inflammation and the pain, and even causing brain fog, fatigue. All of those things can happen. And even if you're on a really good keto carnivore diet, it's not going to solve all the problems. I'm seeing that across the board with the clients, because I get a lot of clients that come to me who've tried keto and carnivore and not getting the results that they want to get, because there's discordance. There is something happening inside the body that is an interference. And this interference is causing dysfunction, inflammation, and a weight loss block. And so if you want to find your weight loss solutions sooner than later, what you want to do is collapse the time it takes to get healthy and actually run the diagnostic labs that I run in my holistic low carb method. And then using my Aging Beautifully and Adventurously process, we can actually find out what's going on in your body and correct it the best we can to get your body back into homeostasis. And so that's what we've been working on with Nancy, and she started with me in April, and so it's not even March. So mid-March through April, so about 2 months now. But oh my gosh, the day she told me her fibromyalgia pain was gone, this just lights me up. I'm so excited to hear these type of testimonies, because it's just addressing the foundations of what's going on in your body and bringing it to light and correcting it. And so we don't know. We cannot see what's going on in our body. We could have low stomach acid, digestive dysfunction, dysbiosis in the gut, leaky gut, and also because of low stomach acid, our digestion is off. So if you're eating a lot of protein and you're not breaking down that protein and you're not absorbing that amino acids, that's another problem that's going to keep the inflammation on, because you're not getting the amino acids that you need for your body to heal. And this is so exciting that we could actually address this by taking the body in per se and running these diagnostic labs, just like we would do with a car. If we want our body to run well so that it can work into our 90s and our 100s, standing upright and not being an invalid, and staying out of a nursing home, having our bones be strong, our muscles strong. My client Gloria was just telling me her muscles are good. She's over 80 years old. Her arteries are completely clear. She eats a keto diet, And she's just on fire. And so that lights my heart up to know that she's healthy and she's going to weather her 80s and 90s just fine. And that's what we want to think about when we're putting our bodies back together again. So I call it getting back to beautiful. I call this a health adventure experience. And I think everybody needs to understand that we can change the health of our bodies, but you actually have to support what's happening and correct it. And diet's not always going to solve the problems. Now, eventually, if you're determined and you stay on the same diet for 5 years, your body will hopefully at some point correct itself. But what if throughout all that time you're not breaking down your food and digesting it and not getting your amino acids? That's foundational. This needs to be supported to collapse the time it takes to get your body healthy so that you can have a better health span and not have to live with the pain of fibromyalgia and autoimmunity. So you want to correct those, because the problem with the autoimmunity and dysbiosis and bacteria that leads to autoimmunity is you don't just get one, you end up with many. And so let's stop that in its track and correct it as best we can by turning off the inflammation in your body, by discovering what it is that you need to do. And so that's fixing your digestion. And that's running a food sensitivity test and stop eating the food that you're sensitive to so we could turn that inflammation off. Checking your histamine levels, checking your indican levels. How is your liver functioning? Also checking to see if your total bile acids are functioning or if they're stagnant. These are all things that I do with my clients, and what I've done with Nancy is discover what's going on inside her body so that we could fix her up and stop the pain. And so that's exactly what happened. And just reducing those food sensitivities and then balancing the minerals, because I run an HTMA, which is a hair tissue mineral analysis with every single client. And I then balance the minerals. And this is so powerful. You're not going to get this out of medical system. And when you do more than one modality with these labs, so I run 6 different diagnostic labs to find all the hidden healing opportunities that are the foundational process that I can actually figure out what it is that I need to do to help you get your body back together again. And so I'm using clinical experience, I'm using my lived experience, I'm using the information that I get from my clients. So when I do a metabolic analysis, I'm seeing where the pain and symptoms are, and then I'm correlating that as I go along, and then I'm always looking at the labs. And one of the biggest things that I'm doing is rewiring your rewire your metabolism weekly. And those are weekly calls because you need your FDN to guide you quickly so that you can feel better in your body and start to lose the weight. And so is Nancy losing the weight? You bet she is. Someone just mentioned her face is slimmer and her clothes are falling off and she's not quite ready to replace them, but she needs to go shopping, so she might be doing that soon. Super exciting to know that with my program, stalled weight loss and a pain of fibromyalgia, dysbiosis, digestive dysfunction, liver dysfunction, pancreatic dysfunction, all can exist in the body and stall your weight loss. So if you want to fix your weight, you have to find your weight loss solution, and it's often a disease solution at the same time, because we're working with resetting your metabolism so that you can correct your health span and get healthy to lose the weight naturally. That's what I did. That's how I lost 100 pounds, by getting excited, being determined, and never saying no, that I can't figure all this out. And that's why working with me, my certainty and conviction with my program, that is getting results for my clients, is so powerful. And I'm just blown away by all the results that I'm seeing. So Nancy's not the first one to get these results, but she's the one that popped up in my mind today as I was looking at getting on this call and figuring out what it is that I wanted to tell you guys, because she reversed her diabetes, but it wasn't enough. And she needed to know what was going on in her body that was causing the weight loss blocks and her health blocks. So we ran 6 labs. We figured it all out. We corrected her food sensitivities, corrected her digestion, balanced her minerals, and the weight's coming off, the inflammation's coming off, and she feels amazing. So there's so many things that we can do, and these are the foundational steps. This is crucial. And when we do all of these things, what we get to do is have health back on track. So this is pretty exciting, and everybody can do this. You just have to do the process, figure out what it is, and we have to run the labs, because if we don't run the labs, I don't know what's going on in your body to help you at the nutritional level to target specifically what you need to do to get your body back together again. And when I run that HTMA and discover what your potassium, your sodium, your calcium, and your magnesium are doing, then I can help guide you more thoroughly and put those minerals back into your body so that your body can function at the cellular level. This is crucial to getting the support that you need. So if you're interested in finding out for yourself how you can find your weight loss blocks, get your weight loss solution, run those 6 diagnostic labs, if you're determined to get that summer body now and to keep it for the rest of your life, and get back to beautiful, age beautifully and adventurously, DM me test and I'll get back with you. But in the meanwhile, in the comments, there's a workbook for you to download if you'd like to have that. And I have my Slender Over 50 workshop. The next one is June 2nd. If you're listening to this after June 2nd, I do these monthly, so just get in touch with me or head on over to my website and send me a message. And just keep doing it. There's so many things that we can do. So just start aging adventurously and get excited to fix your health, because you can. There's so many things that we can do. Catch you on the next one.